Hi, Steve Hill here with the optionshunter.com. Hey, you're looking at our website here. I just wanted to share with you a little bit of insight about what we do here and how to go about becoming a MACD divergence trader and taking advantage of options. Now, the Options Hunter, of course, was founded by Dale Wheatley. Over the years, I've learned a great deal from Dale. He's the master trader at trading out-of-the-money options using MACD divergence. What I'm going to show you in this video is some MACD divergences in action on daily charts that I've been finding over the last few weeks, showing you some of those trades and the options that you could have done on them. The master of the MACD divergence trading, Dale Wheatley, would have found far more, I'm sure, and also would have found greater out-of-the-money options for greater returns than I would. But I wanted to give you an idea of what it is that we do at the Options Hunter and give you an opportunity to try it out. So first off, use TradingView, and I post up here charts that I skim through looking for MACD divergences on a daily basis. Now, the Options Hunter itself does this over multiple time frames, including intraday, and there are tremendous gains to be made on some of those intraday MACD divergences, especially on expiration days on Wednesdays and Fridays and other days of the week. So here are some of the ones I posted. Let's just start with, this is Amgen. So this was posted into the Options Hunter website on May 31st and also up here on TradingView. And I posted it because there was a double bottom in place here. There was a one low here and another low here. But the MACD at this left-hand low was much lower than the other side of the double bottom. So you can see it clearly on the chart there. With the slope of this divergence from the price action, which I've overlaid on here, you can see the price action should be around about 172 to 174 based upon the size of this divergence. And this is something that Dale goes into in great detail. And when I click on the arrow here, it actually loads the bars after the date of this posting, and you can see what happened. Amgen has moved up nicely. In fact, the very next day, it shot up as high as 176 and was closed around about 174. So it was a very nice move. If you look down here, you'll notice that on May 31st, this is what I posted on TradingView. Amgen has a small daily double bottom and MACD divergence. So the weekly chart still strong down. This would be a short-term trade. MACD seems to indicate the price should be about 172. I bought some very conservative options compared to what Dale would have been doing. I did the June 14th expiration 172.5 calls. I bought them at $1.58 per contract. You notice here on June the 3rd, went stellar on right out of the gate, and basically this was on Monday, that was a Friday. And as you can see here, cashed them in at $4.25, so it was a very nice double. What Dale teaches is a far more refined approach to doing this, which involves multiple time frames, much better timing entries, and using very specific options that are even further out of the money. So that was Amgen, May 31st, June the 3rd, this year, of course. So let's take a look in detail at Travelers. This was on May 28th. It was a monthly, a long-term divergence. You can see the double top in place. The MACD is strongly diverging from that double top. The slope indicates the price should be around about 128. And I wrote on May 28th, the MACD divergence on the long-term chart of TRV indicates prices should be near the 128 level. The topping pattern forming on the daily seems to add credibility that this move is over. The daily chart closed near the low today, and the MACD on daily is diverging down. Those who follow other time frames will note the weekly one in a large double top. And so let me just show you that on the daily chart, actually. You can see here, remember that was May 28th. So here's the daily chart. This line here is the May 28th. In fact, if you picked up puts in them during that day, which we could have done so, as you can see by the next morning, it was strongly down for a very short-term trade. With Dale, he would have been looking at the internal time frames to see internal movement to the downside and divergences to the downside to confirm that. So let's look at another chart. This one is GLD. It's a daily chart. posted on May the 22nd. And this is the Spider Gold Trust Gold Shares, GLD. We noted here that there's a double bottom in place over a relatively short number of days with an upside divergence. So definitely some pressure to the upside. We're thinking the prices should be somewhere around about 121, 122. And so I posted here May 22nd, the upside divergence is in place, and I picked up some May 31st expiration 121 calls at 42 cents. There were further out of the money options that were available that again takes a more refined entry that Dale teaches in his classes. And the price says it should be right about 121.5. Next morning, GLD, as you can see on the chart here, took off spectacularly just the next morning, and in fact with the market down hard, we got out in fact at a 120% gain right there. You could have had a re-entry at a later time as well and made some great money on out of the money options here, and that's something again that Dale teaches, is how to re-enter back into these divergences. And in fact, you know, the re-entry here, I noticed that May 31st, if you'd had the 121 calls still, you would have made a 500% gain on that expiration day alone. So again, a divergence in place, and a lot of the technique that you learn from Dale is about the timing and how to get into the right calls at the cheapest price. I mean, even here being very conservative, I'm still making money on these divergence trades. Let's look at ALGN. So this was posted May 16th this year. ALGN formed a nice double top. Dale looks for a V-shaped pattern. It's usually better if it's even, i.e. the sloping down and sloping up is even, but this is fairly good looking, and you can see here the MACD is diverging down, and the slope says the price should be around about $315 from the current level at $330. So noted down here, we'll look at options first thing Friday, May 17th. And so we'll be looking at May 24th, 315 puts. So they're out of the money, closing at around 165. And then on May 16th, I bought the May 24th, 315 puts at 175. And we then exited that actually on May the 20th at 420. Just a 230% gain. You can see on the chart what happens. Again, the price, the MACD says the price should be down here. When I click on this arrow in TradingView, it trades this thing forward. You can see, in fact, eventually it went down even further. I mean, I exited here May 20th, which is way back here on this bit. Dale again teaches about re-entry and how to get back in when the divergences are still in place. And that's something you can refine using daily charts and intraday charts for getting those entries. In fact, out of the money options that were further away than I was entering in yielded even greater returns. So this was posted May the 8th. BBY had a triple topping pattern here, not the classic V shape, but a very strong divergence to the downside on the MACD that indicated the price should be around about the 71.70 level, when it was currently trading at about $75. We bought the May 10th expiration 72 put at 75 cents, and they were trading at 287 by May the 10th. You can see on the chart here what happened with BBY. It fell very dramatically. Again, if we bought the 72 puts expiring May 7th, they went from a quarter to 480s. So as you can see, we got out of here May the 10th, which is just a couple of days. Stayed in a couple more, you'd have made even more money. And there's obviously an opportunity for a re-entry here. And again, that's something you can learn from Dale's classes. So all of these were in a period in the first week of May until the end of May. And these were just daily price charts with divergences. In the Options Hunter classes, we teach the longer term as well and the shorter term as well. And also timing of entries and re-entries into positions to maximize your gain. We'll do one more. This again was back in May the 7th. This was CMG, Chipotle Mexican Grill. You can see a nice topping pattern here with extraordinarily strong divergence to the downside right here. On this particular trade, we were looking at the 645 puts, borrowing May 7th, trading at $1.05. It rolled down nicely, and by the time we got to May 10th, we were all the way down. It was trading at 345. Dale Wheatley teaches us not only how to use just a one time frame, but multiple time frame divergences, and how these time frames work together to identify the truly big major moves in a particular stock or ETF. If you're ready to learn how to trade this explosive trading system and to fine-tune multiple time frame entries and pick exactly the right out-of-the-money options on the right day and the right ticker, then we invite you to join our Sharpshooter service at a special introductory rate. Let me tell you what Sharpshooter is. Sharpshooter is 4 weekly live webinars every month. Every Tuesday, each live webinar is recorded in case you are unable to attend the live session. Dale is available in the live session for questions and answers on any topic related to the MACD Divergence and his trading techniques. Also included is 16 nightly video updates a month. 4 times a week, Dale records 10 to 15 minute market recaps on the day, and then he outlines the possible setups. We also include 2 bonuses for joining our Sharpshooter service. First off is 1-day access to an Exploration Friday. 2 Fridays every month, Dale does a full day within a live webinar room looking for divergences on the MACD in price action, usually on intraday charts. That's a $249 value. The second bonus is Physics of the Market. In this video, Dale shares his strategy for making huge percentage returns in less time and his insight into the physics of the market and how the dynamics work. This digital video is an $89 value. Your 30-day Sharpshooter includes those 4 live webinars with Dale, 16 nightly video updates, exclusive members chat, and 2 bonuses. That's a $647 value for only $147. This 30-day Sharpshooter offer is available right now at theoptionshunter.com/147-offer. That's theoptionshunter.com/147-offer. Go there right now and take advantage of this 30-day offer on Sharpshooter and begin your journey to options trading success.